Do not become friends with a girl who has 0 friends and all she does is talk shit about her old friend group and her ex-best friend, because I promise you, you will find out why she has no friends. This video, we're gonna call her Underboob because that's all she posts on her TikTok and Visco. But basically, I'm from Calgary, she's a girl from Calgary, she was an online friend. This is why meeting friends off social media can either be a hit or a miss, because I hung out with her once and I realized she's crazy. The worst part is that I was friends with one of her ex-best friends, and Underboob basically brainwashed me to think that the other girl was like crazy, not a good friend, wouldn't be a good friend. So I basically cut that girl off. And then I realized that Underboob was the crazy one. A couple months ago, I was back in Calgary and I was going out with my best friend. So I decided to invite Underboob because she said she wanted to hang out when I was back in Calgary. She offered to drive, so she comes to my friend's apartment to pick us up. I was drinking a little because pre-game, I don't really drink that often, but my best friend made us mojitos. So yeah, my face got a little bit red. Literally the first thing this girl says, this is my first time meeting her, like 5 seconds after saying, "Oh my God, it's so nice to meet you." She literally goes, "Oh wow, your face does get red." I literally turned to my best friend because that's like one of my biggest insecurities, and she's like, "Oh no, like don't worry, it's not that bad, like it just looks like blush." If you're new here, my type is a sexy black light-skinned man, and my best friend was like, "Yeah, we have to go to this one club because that's where they're at." I was like, perfect, like I literally never go out, so I have no idea where to go. So we get there and it's like we were early, so it wasn't really that exciting. Underboob moved us to another club because she was not having a good time, I guess. And basically the entire night we were just going to different clubs and she was trying to find her friends, which like I really did not know that that was our plan, was her trying to meet up with her friends. So we finally get to this rooftop bar, I think it was Craft or National, and she finds her friends. And this girl doesn't even introduce us. We're just standing there. I feel bad. These people probably thought we were just like creeps, like following her, because she literally did not introduce us to her friends. Any normal person would be like, "Oh, I'm here with Josie and Casey, like I just met them tonight, we're going out, like blah blah blah." This girl is definitely the type to choose guys over her friends, because the way that she booked it to her guy friends and the guy that she was talking to and literally just forgot that she had came with us was actually crazy. I was not having a good night, so me and my best friend decided to Uber home early, and this was the most awkward part because I was like, "Oh, I think me and Casey are gonna go home," and she was like, "Okay," and I had to be the one to initiate. I was like, "Oh my God, it was so nice to meet you," and gave her a goodbye hug. But like if I didn't do that, she was just gonna be like, "Okay, bye." Like Underboob had posted a picture with me and my best friend on her Snapchat story, and literally on the Uber home, I'm checking my DMs and her ex-boyfriend is in my DMs. So I screenshot it and I sent it to her. I was like, "What is he doing here? Like, I don't even know how he found my Instagram." And she's like, "Oh yeah, like he DM'd all my friends tonight." I was like, huh? She was supposed to be our driver home, but she was very intoxicated and she wanted to leave with a man. So yeah, after meeting her that one time, I really realized that she was not my type of vibe, so I kind of just stopped talking to her. But the other day she unadded me off Snapchat, so I unfollowed her on Instagram. I feel like that's the normal thing to do. Then go onto my phone and I see a DM. It's like, "Girl, not you unfollowing me. You literally unadded me on Snapchat. Like, why are you being so dramatic? You made the move first." I could only see the preview of the DM, so I go to click on it and she blocked me, which I just thought was funny because this girl is like known for just going through friends. Clearly, she needs to work on herself. She's the girl that will choose a guy over you in seconds and needs the male validation, clearly, because she just abandoned us when we went out with her. Is it just me, or is it weird that this girl would go through my following and follow random people that she does not know that are like my friends? And some of them, like, I have not even ever met. They live in a different country. We're online friends off TikTok, and I know that she is going through my following and finding these people because, like, there's no way this girl could have known them. I just thought that was really weird. I was like, "Girl, you really need friends that badly?" I'm honestly really glad that she blocked me because I was able to rekindle my friendship with the girl that that Underboob basically brainwashed me about, because I know that that girl is a good person, and now we can just bond over our trauma of having to be friends with this girl. I'm a little bit scared about what Underboob might be talking shit about me now to other people, because that's what she did to me about my other friends. But you know what? I don't think she has anybody to talk shit to. She's running out of people. She also doesn't see a problem with talking to a man with a girlfriend because she thinks that she's better than everyone else. But I'm gonna let her get her karma one day for that. At the end of the day, you get to choose who you're friends with and who is in your circle. So just be careful because people are not always how they seem on social media. And it's really scary when you meet these people and like, obviously, they can be very manipulative, but you just won't kiki with everybody. But I'm glad that I was able to rekindle with my old friends, so I guess this worked out for the best. This girl needs to leave Calgary because I don't think anyone there likes you.
Oh, y'all, do I have a fucking story for you. I am so heated right now. Like, I am literally so heated. This happened hours ago and I am literally still riding over it. Like, my blood is boiling to the brim of the fucking pot. Get ready with me for bed while I tell you what the hell happened to me at work today, bro. So, as some of you know from my previous videos of me, like, whatever, talking about it, I'm a waitress. I am 17 years old. I'm a 17-year-old waitress. Like, whatever, I'm not perfect, okay, but I do my best. And mind you, I literally started waitressing not even 3 weeks ago. Like, this job is so new to me. Like, I just have not experienced anything like this before, and I've just never experienced people be so rude and so ignorant, like, in my life. Like, I really have, but, like, just not in this environment, you know what I mean? Like, I believe in, like, always just being respectful and being nice to people, especially the people that are making and feeding you your fucking food. Ignore this big gargantuous red spot on my forehead. I just tried to pop a bullseye pimple in the center of my eyebrows. Okay, so I start my shift at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm supposed to be working from 4 to 7. I walk in. I tell the hostess, I'm like, okay, please seat me. Like, I'm trying to make some money on tonight, right? I'm trying to make that hella money. So whatever, she seats me within the next, like, 5 minutes. This is my first table of the night. Your first table always sets up how you feel the rest of the night. If it's a nice table, you have a good night. If it's a mean table, you just feel like shit the entire time. And of course, I had to get this bitchy table. And for everyone who's been asking, I'm going to be listing my skincare products. This is the face wash that I use. You can get it at Target. It's amazing. I love it so much. I usually use it with the exfoliator as well. All of my skincare comes from the same exact brand. I never really venture outside of the brand because I have very sensitive skin. I'm very prone to breakouts. And so I like to keep all of it within the same brand just so that I know that all the ingredients are going to go together and they're not going to, like, have a reaction to each other and mess up my skin. Okay, I just washed my face and I'm going to be using the Versed Instant Resurfacing Mask. I use this about 2 times a week for a couple minutes and it's great. Okay, so mind you, as I said, this is my first table of the night. I walk over, I do my thing. Whatever, hi, how are you? What can I get you to drink? Literally, I don't even finish my sentence! And she's like, just like immediately starts like listing off her drinks and like whatever. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm writing them down. They wanted 2 Coca-Colas and she literally came up with this drink that is not on the menu. I've literally never heard of it in my life. She was like, I want an unsweet tea with peach syrup. And I'm thinking to myself, I have never heard anybody order that. Maybe it's a new drink or something. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, I can do that for you. Whatever. So I go back there and I ask my coworker, I'm like, what is an unsweet tea? Do we have peach syrup or is this lady just fucking crazy and making shit up in her head? And he's like, yeah, I have no clue what that is. Just put peach tea in the iced unsweet tea and call it a day. And so that's exactly what I did. So whatever, I bring their drinks out to them. I bring them bread. I bring them whatnot. Like, I do all the things. I'm like, okay, what can I get you guys? The one lady is like, I want a cheeseburger with fries. And I'm like, okay, what kind of cheeseburger? Like, look at the menu and tell me what you want off the menu. You can't just tell me that you want a cheeseburger and fries. Go to McDonald's if you want a cheeseburger and fries. You're at a restaurant, order off the fucking menu. So I'm like, okay, and I just put her down for the barrel burger. I'm like, all right, barrel burger, whatever. And then the other lady, she orders a shrimp and salmon or some shit, or just salmon some shit. Smoky southern salmon shit. So I put that down, whatever. Her husband orders a steak strip with shrimp, whatever. So I go back, I put their order in, I'm running around, my entire section is full, okay? Literally 5 minutes. 5 minutos after I walk away from their table, my coworker Tommy comes up to me and he's like, hey, your table's asking for you. I'm like, what the fuck could they possibly want? It's been like 8 minutes since I last was at that table. Turns out these walking watermelon looking hoes guzzled down their drinks that I gave them in less than 5 minutes. And they're like, can we please get some refills? I'm like, yeah, of course. I'm sorry about that. I take their drinks. I'm like, I knew right then and there that this was going to be a fucking problem. I knew I was going to end up pissed off by the end of this seating. So whatever. I refill their drinks. I take them back. I'm running around. I'm taking orders. I'm doing all this shit. I'm waiting for their food. About 20 minutes go by and their food has not come out yet. And I whatever. I'm back in the back in the kitchen, like doing my thing, trying to like get everything together. Oh, actually, I had just taken their food to their table. It was like maybe 20 minutes. I had just taken their food to their table. My manager comes up to me and he's like, hey, the lady from your table is looking for you. I'm like, what the fuck could she possibly want now? So I walk over to her. I'm like, hey, ma'am, like, is there a problem? And she's like, I'm just wondering the reason why I've been sitting here for 45 minutes waiting for my food when your restaurant is basically empty. Mind you, my section is full. I literally am tending to 5 fucking tables. I'm like, I'm sorry, ma'am. I just brought your food to your table. Like, I'm sorry about the wait. Like, is there anything I can do? She's like, no, I'm just wondering. I would need an explanation. Oh, and another thing. It wasn't even like I had told her. Okay, rewind. So I go up to her and I'm like, ma'am, what's the problem? She's like, I'm just wondering an explanation why my food has been on 40 fucking minutes. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I just brought it to your table. I was about to say it. She goes, you just brought it. You just brought it to the table. Thank you. No words. So I'm like, I'm sorry, ma'am. Is there anything I can do for you? She's like, I just want to eat my food. Just want to eat my food. I'm like, okay, go sit down and eat your food then. Walk to the table and go eat your food. So whatever. She goes back. She sits down. I walk over there. I'm like, hey, guys, is everything is everything looking okay? Whatever. I bring out the girl's burger and she's like, there's lettuce and tomato on this. And I asked for just cheese. And I was like, oh, I'm really sorry. I don't cook the food. I can take it back for you and take everything off. Like, I'm really sorry about the mix-up. And she's like, okay, thanks. And I'm like, yep, you're welcome. Like, it's literally just attitude, like pure attitude. Like, I don't know what I did. Like, and I know because I didn't do anything. It's literally just the way people are so entitled, the way that they act towards people that are literally serving their food. I am not your slave. I am your waitress. So I take her burger back, I take the lettuce off, I take the tomato off, I bring it out to her. There's a stick that goes through the burger, and on the top was 2 little pickles, like 2 little circle pickles on the top. And I bring it out to her, and I'm like, I'm really sorry about the mix-up. She's like, I asked for nothing on my burger. There's pickles on this. And I'm like, I'm really sorry, you can take them off. No, it's contaminated. It's contaminated. I cannot eat this. This is contaminated. Contaminated? It's pickles. Grab the pickles with the fingers that God gave you and put them on the plate. You don't have to eat the pickles. The bun's not contaminated with pickle juice. Like you'll go digging in that booty, but God forbid there's a tomato and some pickles on your damn sandwich. So I'm like, I'm sorry. I'll take your burger back and have them redo your burger. I'll have them put a new bun on it for you. I'm sorry that your burger is contaminated by pickles. So I take it back. I talk to my boss. I'm like, look, dude, I'm about to go off on this lady. You need to go talk to them right now because I am not going to be able to hold my tongue. Oh, and another thing that she did that I forgot, that I can't believe I forgot, when I took the plate back from her to go take the pickles off, I'm like, I'm sorry about that, ma'am. She goes, yeah, whatever. So she quite literally waves at me like I'm her slave, like I'm a dog. Like, okay, yeah, whatever. Am I in an alternate universe where people are just allowed to treat others like this? So I go back and I tell my boss, I'm like, I'm seriously serious right now. You need to go tell those big Oompa Loompa ass hoes that I am not serving them anymore, that they can eat their fucking food and get the hell out of this restaurant because I will not be giving them any more service. He ends up, whatever, telling them that and giving them the meal for free, so that they literally just sit down and shut the hell up. And, like, that literally wasn't even it. I went over to the table again, and I was like, hey, you know, I'm really sorry for all the mix-ups. Like, I thank you guys for being patient, like, whatever. And she was like, yeah. And I'm like, I didn't say anything. I just walked away at that point because what can you even do? At the end of the day, people are so ignorant, so entitled, so self-centered, and I have to experience that shit every single day at work. Please tip your waitresses. Please be nice to your waitresses. Please be respectful. We literally run the entire restaurants. Please and thank you. Bye, everyone. Have a great night.
Story time on the craziest girl at my high school. And I don't mean fun crazy. I know you guys have been waiting for the story times, and I'm finally all done with high school, so I'm gonna start doing like one really good one a week. I'm only gonna tell these stories from my personal experience. I don't want to spread like any false information, any false rumors, so if I don't know, I won't be sharing the information. But what I do know is that this girl came to our high school. I forget which year, but she came to our high school. She was all the rave. She was super pretty. She seemed to be super nice. I think I know why she came to our school, but I'm not for sure, so I'm not gonna say it. I never really had a big run-in with her until my best friend at the time started dating her ex. I always have heard things because she went through a lot of friend groups and there was just always some kind of drama attached to that, you know? So anyway, my best friend starts dating her ex. They broke up. She said she didn't cheat. He said she did. She said, I don't know what's true, but basically he meets my best friend, and when I tell you, these two together are the perfect couple, I can't even explain. Like, they're so in love, they're gonna get married. If they don't, I don't believe in love. This girl also gets a boyfriend around the same time. They're both moved on. Great. No, not great, because she's not. She keeps finding ways to text her ex, which is now my best friend's boyfriend, so you know, it's unsettling. They're a happy couple. Leave them alone. He never answers her. He keeps blocking her. Eventually gets to the point where she literally is texting him through her friend's phone. She like sent him a song that like reminded her of him. I'm just like, what? You have a boyfriend. I remember my friend showing me like a DM where she was like, my mom saw you driving today. I was thinking of you. Like, what are you doing? Anyway, it gets to the point where she literally texts him through her friend's phone and is kind of like blackmailing him to talk to her in a way. I'm not going to say why, you know, those are her reasons. That's not for me to talk about on the internet. And my best friend is hanging out with her boyfriend. So, you know, she stands on business and is like, look, if you need to talk to him, like, I'll be right here on the phone with him, but you can call if you need. So the girl's like, never mind. So it's just kind of at a point where, you know, she has a boyfriend. She shouldn't be texting her ex. So this is where I come in. I'm very good at confrontation. I'm also very good with my words. So me and my best friend sit down and we type a long letter for her that's very nice and direct. It wasn't mean whatsoever. The worst part was the end where we were just like, look, if you need help from your ex, we're gonna have to screenshot these texts and send them to your boyfriend because what is going on? She reads the text, but she doesn't answer it. And of course we go to school that week and hear that my best friend apparently sent her some mean text. Obviously no one believed this because, you know, my best friend at the time is so unproblematic. Literally, no one batted an eye when she said something. No, it goes mute for a while, and then we're at the point where my best friend's boyfriend needs his clothes back from this girl. So my friend texts her the first time and asks, and she's just like, well, why doesn't my ex pick it up? Then my best friend fought back and said he doesn't want to waste the gas. So she pulls the I'm not home right now, which is fine. So my best friend texts again and asks for the clothes again, and just saying that she'll swing by to grab them if you leave them on the front porch. Swings by, no one's there. She doesn't get out of her car. There was really no response, so she just kind of went on with her life. And the girl then said she gave away all of his stuff, which didn't make sense for reasons, but I don't want to get the story wrong, so we're just gonna continue. Anyway, this girl's mom ends up texting the girl's ex's, my best friend's boyfriend, and the whole thing is kind of complicated, basically saying that my best friend and her boyfriend's little sister were like harassing this girl. Just everyone knows that that's not true. This girl's mom also called my best friend a horse. Like, what? Sorry, but if you're over the age of 30 and you need to talk crap about high school girls, what are you doing? Her mom has literally made so many girls feel bad about themselves, like almost bullied out of friend groups. Like, I know this is a fact for sure because I have witnessed it. But regardless of the fact, this whole thing just goes on for way too long, and I'm like walking in the hallway behind her and she just doesn't care about who's around her, I guess, because I just hear her talking about this whole scenario completely wrong. Like, she's telling the story. Oh, I messed up on those. Telling the story so wrong wrong in calling my best friend a fan. My best friend doesn't even say this girl's name, let alone act like a fan. And I made a story time about that whole kind of interaction as well, but I've been very careful about the story times that I share, because I did it once to this other girl. Actually, that girl might top craziest chick. I don't even know. I'm not gonna say that because that's mean, but I did do like a story time about homecoming drama, and she made it seem like I was bullying her because I was calling out all the bullying I went through being her friend. Like, what? That'll be another story time. I just don't understand. I'm trying to do these as graceful as possible because, you know, like, I'm not a mean person. I don't like to talk bad about people, but I'm not afraid to spill the truth. And like, right out of high school, no one probably knows who I'm talking about, but basically this whole encounter with this girl lasted like a year and a half, I swear. It's like she forgot me and my best friend at the time literally like lived through each other. Like, everything I knew, she knew. Like, it was like our lives were one, you know? So pretty much the craziest part of all that was just the fact that she still had a boyfriend. It's one thing if you're still hung up on your ex and like you miss him and are trying to ruin someone's relationship, but you have a boyfriend. And there's been other weird allegations with that relationship, but that's not for me to talk on. But I'm ready to go. I actually really like my makeup today. I think it looks super cute and summery. So I hope you guys have a great day. There's a little story time for you guys. I hope you like it. Peace out. Love you. Bye.
Story time about how my middle school and high school teacher hated my guts all throughout school, and her husband ended up being madly in love with me and literally had a mental breakdown over me. Me and my friends think that this story is such a gag to this day. It might have to be 2 parts because the story is just long and just crazy. I went to a art school for middle school and high school, and there my magnet was theater, and I had this theater teacher. Let's call her Miss J. Oh, Miss J was so mean to me, you guys. Whenever she saw me, her whole demeanor just changed. She did not like me at all, and for absolutely no reason, you guys. I was raised to be very respectful to my elders. So I would never like cuss out a teacher. I wasn't late. I didn't skip school. I was a really good kid. So me and my friends, we were always like, why the hell is she always so mean to you? And she was also very weirdly judgy towards me. I've always been very naturally thin, but when I was in middle school and high school, I was probably 5'7" and 105 pounds on a good day. I was very skinny. I always got called skinny names, right? So my shorts and my skirts and stuff, they were a little short. They were. She would always be like, Germany, that skirt or those shorts are way too short, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, girl, like, I could see if all the teachers were like, Germany, that's a little bit inappropriate. Then I could be like, okay, maybe they're right. She was the only one that ever said that out of my 6 years. Almost every other day, she would make me put on this long ass skirt, and it's called a modesty cloth. So just think of a big, long, ugly, flowy maxi skirt. And it got to the point every time I went to her class, she would tell me to put this skirt on. So I just started putting on the skirt before I even went into the room. I just would go into the costume closet and just put on the skirt because I'm like, I know she's gonna say something. Basically sums up our whole relationship. She did not like me, and I would avoid her at all costs. Like, if I saw her coming down the hallway, I would turn the other way and just go a different way so I could avoid her. So boom, now I've graduated. I'm out of school. I never have to see her again. So now I'm a Hooters girl, and I'm working there, and I am hustling and bustling to make money. And there's this one guy, he's always at the bar, but all the girls would circle around him, so I knew he was like a really good tipper. One day I'm walking by the bar, and he stops me, and he's like, hey, I think you are absolutely beautiful. I'm just like, thank you so much. You know, I'm being nice to him because he obviously tips that, and that was a nice compliment. And so the next day he comes in and he sits with me and he's like, tell me more about yourself. And I tell him where I go to high school, and he's like, wait, my wife works at that high school. Come back for part 2. Part 2 about how my middle school and high school teacher hated my guts, and her husband ended up falling in love with me and had a mental breakdown because of me. If you guys have not seen part 1, please go look at that right now. But I ended off saying that he came into my job and he wanted to sit with me that day. First of all, let's call him Mr. J. And he is literally about 5'2", and he probably weighs, I'm not even kidding you guys, 90 pounds. And he is very flamboyant. What I mean by that is he is a total Debo. This is how he talks. It's like, hello, darling. Like, do you like my suit? Like, I look so fabulous, don't I? I'm like, he talks like that. And every single day he would wear like a 3-piece suit. Back to the original story, he was like, my wife works at that school. And he was like, well, not my wife. She's about to be my ex-wife. We're getting a divorce. I'm like, okay, who is it? And then he's like, do you know a Miss J? And I'm like, shut up. I'm like, that was my theater teacher. And he was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. Anyway, Mr. J now becomes my regular. He just comes in every single day to come see me. But then he starts bringing me in gifts that I did not ask for. I had an Android, right? And it was just like a crappy little phone, like whatever. He sees it and he's like, what's that? I'm like, it's my crappy phone. And he's like, oh my gosh, girl. And I'm like, I know. A couple days later, he comes in and he gifts me a new iPhone. I was like, what? I was like, oh my gosh, that's so nice. And he was like, yeah, that was the first gift. Then I was telling him about how I wanted to start my YouTube career. A couple days later, he brings me in a camera to record on. I'm thinking we are just like the best of pals. He's super funny. Like I told you, he talks like a diva. He talks like a real housewife. Little did I know, he's literally falling in love with me. Now let's go back to when he said that he was getting a divorce from my theater teacher. The reason why they got a divorce is so crazy. It was so bad that she left the school. She left the state because of how embarrassed she was about what went down. If you guys want to know why they got a divorce, that's just like a whole video in itself, and I will let you know. One of the Hooters girls that was like a mutual friend of ours, she moved like states away. And my birthday was coming up, so he surprised me and he was like, hey, I got us plane tickets and hotel tickets to go see our friend. I was like, what? Like, why would you think that I would go on a plane and like stay at a hotel with you? I hate that I have to do this to you guys, but there has to be a part 3. This is where everything gets so weird and he just goes insane. Part 3 about how my middle school and high school teacher hated my guts and her husband ended up falling in love with me and had a mental breakdown because of me. If you guys have not seen the first 2 parts, please go look at them right now. Okay, before I get into his mental breakdown, let me tell you guys why they ended up getting a divorce. My theater teacher's husband's dad was apparently in the mafia. Like I said, he's from Italy and he was rich and his dad apparently was in the mafia, okay? So the FBI, like I'm not making this up, the FBI was gathering data about his dad and the mafia and all this kind of stuff, right? And they thought that he had some ties to the mafia. So the FBI came inside of my high school, went to my theater teacher's room while class was in session, told her in front of everyone that they have to take her computer because they are doing an investigation on her husband and they need her computer as evidence. So they confiscate her big old monitor and they take it out of the school. And if you know my theater teacher, you know that she was such a drama queen. She was so snooty. The fact that this was happening to her was so embarrassing for her that she filed for divorce from him and she packed up and she moved states away to go work at another school. She finished out that little school year and she said, deuces, like this is way too much for me. I'm too embarrassed. I guess everything ended up working out and he didn't end up going to jail, but yeah, that definitely happened. Okay, back to his mental breakdown. So he told me that he got these tickets and this hotel room for us to go see our friend. And I was like, wait, what? No. I'm like, thanks. Like, I don't know what to say. I'm just nervous. I'm at work. I'm like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. Anyway, the weekend comes and we're supposed to like go off and I'm like, I'm not going. So I text him and I'm like, yo, I'm not going with you. I'm actually going to New York with my friends for my birthday, which is what I did. I went to New York with my friends and I had a great time. So while I'm gone to New York, this is when we were supposed to go to Houston. He goes inside of my job to Hooters, disheveled. Usually he has on a 3-piece suit. His hair is always combed back. The girls at my job are texting me and they're like, Mr. J is in here and he's acting insane, and he's acting like he is so depressed and so upset at you for going to New York and not going to Houston with him. I'm like, what? Like, girl, he looks crazy. Just think of like a guy that's always super, super put together. And then he comes in with his shirt all unbuttoned and like off on the side, his hair crazy, his pants like hanging down, like looking like an actual bum, and telling everyone that he's so depressed and so sad that you didn't go with him. And that's why he's acting and looking like this. So obviously, I'm so embarrassed because I'm like, dude, you're making people think that we have something going on, and there's absolutely nothing going on. Why are you that upset that I didn't go with you? And I went to New York with my actual friend. I did not ask you to buy any tickets. I didn't ask you for any of this stuff. You just keep giving it to me. And when I finally was like, absolutely not, I'm not going with you there, you're acting like I'm like ruining your life. So I guess he goes into Hooters like a couple more times looking crazy like that and acting all depressed and like just at the table with his head down and like just acting so insane, you guys. Finally text him and I'm like, yo, you need to stop coming into my job. You need to stop acting crazy. I'm like, this is completely unacceptable. You are freaking me out. He sends me a text or he calls me, something that's happened so many years ago. He's like, Germany, I'm so in love with you. Like, you are just everything. You're my dream girl. I want to marry you. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I have to cut you all the way off. You cannot come into my job anymore. I don't want to see you anymore. Please don't come in. Leave me alone. I literally have a boyfriend. You are weird. And it's just so crazy to me that my theater teacher was with a guy like that. Like, anyway, I cut him off and it was like, I don't know, however long later, he like came in again to like see me and I'm just like, hey, what's up? And he was like normal again, but he only came in like maybe one or two other times, and then I didn't see him for maybe like a year, and then he would just come in like yearly. Talk to him in maybe like 5 years. I wonder how he's doing. I wonder if he's alive. I cannot believe that he acted like that. That is the story about how my middle school and high school teacher hated my guts all throughout school, and her husband ended up falling in love with me and had a total mental breakdown because of me. I hope this video is entertaining for you, and I will see you in my next one. Part 4 about how my middle school and high school teacher hated my guts all throughout school, and then her husband ended up falling in love with me and had a mental breakdown because of me. So before I get into the whole tea about my teacher finding out about all of this, I'm going to clear up a few things that I've been seeing in the comments. So first, a lot of people think I was in high school, and I definitely wasn't. When I started working at Hooters, I was definitely 21. I think I misspoke in my first video, but I was definitely not a minor. Next, a lot of you thought that I was leading him on because I was accepting the gifts, and you guys felt like I should not have taken the gifts. First of all, I never would ask him for anything. The conversation could go something like, oh yeah, I really want to start my YouTube, like I just need to save up for a camera, blah blah blah. I never was asking him for anything. He would just show up with it. And that really was not unheard of at Hooters. Actually, that happens all the time. A lot of you wanted to know why I did not tell my mom that my theater teacher was so mean to me. And it's honestly because if I would have told my mom about that, she would have went up to my school and acted a fool. And I know my mother. I love my mother. I know how that would have went down, and I really just didn't want the school to get flipped upside down. Because the first time that my theater teacher would have like said something smart to my mom would have turned all the way up. And I also had to deal with this lady every day for 6 years, so I just didn't want any problems. Then another thing I saw was a lot of you felt bad for Mr. J. I want you to know that any man that goes inside of Hooters every single day is a creep. You know what you're doing. This is not a normal restaurant. You know what you are doing. Do not feel bad for him. I really don't think you guys are picturing this guy correctly. I'm really gonna try to paint a picture. So think of a 5'2" on a good day man. He's very, very, very skinny, about 90 pounds. He has this like comb over situation that's obviously balding. He has on this 3-piece suit like an Italian mobster. His demeanor and how he talks is kind of like Todd Chrisley from the Chrisleys. but he's Italian and he has this really thick Jersey accent. Now, let me give a really good impersonation. This is how he would come in. He'd be like, darling, oh my God, traffic was just a mess. Please get me a cup of coffee. I gotta talk this over. Then he'd be like, oh, you look so fabulous today, darling. You look beautiful. Oh my gosh, you're so stunning. But that's how he would talk, and he would kiki and be like, darling, let me just tell you about my divorce. You gotta just know all the ins and outs, darling. Like, that's him. That's how he talks. And so he's so girly. He's so feminine. There was just absolutely no romance between us at all. So when you guys say that I was leading him on, I'm like, no, I wasn't. He's just crazy. Another thing you guys were wondering about was, why didn't my job do anything when he was acting crazy? It's Hooters. They don't care about anything. They don't care at all. And Mr. J was so harmless, you guys. He wasn't a threat. So it was just kind of, I never felt threatened by him. It was just more embarrassing. Okay, I'm going to make a part 5, and then we're gonna talk about my teacher finding out. Part 5 about how my middle school and high school teacher hated my guts all throughout school, and her husband ended up falling in love with me and had a mental breakdown because of me. Y'all, in this part, I'm gonna tell you about how my teacher found out. This whole story is so messy. And the best part is I have screenshots. So these screenshots are going to be between me and the student assistant theater teacher. Let's call her Miss Honey. Let me just give you a little background to you. She was so nice, you guys. She was exactly what a teacher should have been. She was a student teacher, so she was like young and relatable and funny, and I literally loved Miss Honey so much. So after we graduated, Miss Honey moved to New York. Okay, now let's get into the screenshots. So we were talking about something before this, but it was irrelevant. So she says, I miss you, Germ. Then she says, Miss J and I were talking about you when she was here. So Miss J went to New York, and I'm guessing her and Miss Honey had dinner. Then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go see my friend, blah, blah, blah. Maybe we can all get together. And then she said there was some funny drama. And at that point, I was just, my heart kind of sank, because first of all, this whole situation was very, very embarrassing. So now that it's getting around was just like crazy for me. The fact that she knew about this was just too much. I really just got into the headspace of, I don't even want to know what she felt about the situation, because I don't know, I just felt like I would get anxiety about that. I really just wanted this whole situation to go away. So that's why I really didn't pry when she said that. So that's why I was like, ooh, I'm shook, girl. Like, ooh. So I was like, yeah, her ex-husband comes into my job every single day. And this is how I found out that Miss J knew that her husband was obsessed with me. This man told my theater teacher that we were getting married, that apparently he has proposed to me, and I said I do. I'm just laughing it off and trying to downplay the whole situation. So I'm like, haha, he's crazy. And she's like, yeah. Honestly, you guys, this happened so many years ago, so I forgot about some of the things. But I said I think he's on drugs, and thinking back, like, yeah, I remember thinking this man has to be on drugs to be acting like this. He has to be coked out of his mind. Y'all, I went digging for these screenshots last night because I knew that I had this conversation with Miss Honey. So I'm like looking on Instagram, and I forgot. So you guys remember when I said that he came into my job and he looked crazy? I forgot that this man, he obviously had dentures, and he came in without his dentures as well. So he is... Remember, I'm telling you, his shirt's all messed up. He has coffee stains. His hair is all crazy. His pants are all loose and wrinkled and looks a mess. And this man also had the audacity to take out his teeth. I forgot about this. That's when I was like, oh my gosh, he's lost his mind. He took out his teeth, and he was in there with no teeth, just gums. Gums talking to people. And to go from being all put together to having your teeth out and you looking like that, I was like, oh, he's crazy. He's on drugs. And so basically the conversation just ends with her saying, wow. And then I'm like, yeah, I know. But when I come to New York, let's get together. So she sends me her number, and I send her hers. But I never talked to her about how my theater teacher felt about all of this, because I knew it could only be one or two things. One, she hates me, or two, she still hates me. I knew that she wasn't going to say anything good or in my favor, so I just didn't even want that energy. I didn't press it. I didn't want to know. That's why I just kind of left it as is. I thought that those screenshots were such a gag, and some people thought I was making this up, and I'm like, I'm not making this up. Like, okay, guys, that is the story. If you guys want me to continue to do some stories, I think I will. Maybe like once a month. I don't want to be the messy makeup channel. But I did think this video was funny, and I hope it was entertaining. And I will see you guys in my next one.
Get ready with me while I tell you guys how me and this one girl were beefing the whole 5 days in Chicago. Okay, so if you haven't seen the fight video on Colette's account, go check it out. I'll tag her in the caption. But basically, here's the story time. Okay, so whenever I first got to Chicago, me and her were good. Like, we had met before, we had been close, made a few TikToks before, like, we had known each other, we were actually pretty close. I thought she was, like, one of the sweetest people I met, because, like, that's how she comes off, that's how she presents herself. But, boy, was I wrong. Okay, so I'm really big on people, like, not taking my stuff without asking, or at least, like, asking to borrow something, and I don't really like sharing makeup, just because I feel like that's gross, and, like, I'm kind of a germaphobe, so I'm not a big fan of that. So one of the things about her that kind of, like, rubbed me the wrong way was that she would use my makeup without asking. And I kid you not, I almost lost it whenever she used my mascara, because I'm so big on not sharing eye makeup just because I've gotten pink eye so many times. So I literally almost lost it on her whenever she just took my mascara without asking. So I did get a little snappy with her. I was like, hey, like, I really need you to start asking before you use my stuff, because I don't share mascara, and I just think that's really gross. That's literally all I said to her, and then she rolled her eyes and walked away. And then whenever all the girls were getting ready in the bathroom for Olivia Rodrigo, we were all putting on face glitter, and so then I put on face glitter, and she told me that I looked terrible with it. And it honestly kind of did hurt my feelings, because I thought it looked cute, and I thought it looked good in the face glitter, but she told me it looked terrible on me, and that I should redo my whole makeup. So after all that happening, my day was kind of ruined at Lollapalooza, and I feel like I just, like, couldn't enjoy, like, all the people I wanted to enjoy, because I was just overthinking about that situation the whole time. So I kind of did have a bad day at Lollapalooza. Also, while we were at Lollapalooza, I was trying to, like, dance with Colette and Kaylee, and I don't know if this girl, like, felt left out or something, but she comes in and she shoves me, like, physically shoves me into another person, just so she can, like, start dancing with Colette and Kaylee too, and so then, like, I'm, like, shoved and left out now. And the thing is, we honestly could have just made room for her if she would have asked, but she didn't ask. She physically just shoved me. So after that, I was honestly so done with her at that point, and I did get a little bitchy, and me and her, like, started arguing at Lollapalooza. I don't know if anybody saw this, because we low-key, like, were doing it secretly, because we didn't want our managers or anybody to know that, like, we were arguing or fighting, because, like, me and her were literally beefing that whole trip. And mind you, this is only, like, day 2 of us being there, and we had 5 more days to go. Fast forward to the second day we were at Lollapalooza. So this is, like, the problem that we had with the camera. She was the only one with a digital camera, so, like, I wanted photos by myself because I don't really take pictures by myself. And so she did take a few, which I'm very grateful for. But the thing is, I feel like the whole time while she was taking my pictures, she was being so rude and making it sound like a chore. But when any of the other girls asked, she'd be like, oh yes, of course. So that kind of, like, rubbed me the wrong way. And then another thing, she was going to delete, like, one of my solo pictures that, like, I looked so good in. Like, I'm not even, like, trying to be cocky or anything, but I'm not photogenic. Like, I cannot take photos, and that was, like, a one good photo of me that, like, I actually needed, because I do not take photos. And so she was trying to, like, delete that off her camera to free up storage for more photos of other people. And I was like, wait, like, can you download it first and please send it to me or something before you delete it? Like, I really need that photo because I don't take good photos. Like, guys, I was literally begging for that photo, like, on my hands and knees pretty much, because I wanted the photo. Eventually, I do get some of the other girls to get on my side, so she does end up, like, not deleting it, thank God, because I really wanted that photo. I feel like after I put up this video, she's gonna come up on here and say a bunch of lies, but I have so many people that can vouch for me on all this, so... And in Colette's video, I know it seems like I'm the problem and I'm seeming bitchy, but that's because I was just so fed up with her after all that. Like, I don't think anyone understands how fed up I was with her after all that. And I did say some pretty mean and hurtful things, but it's because, like, she'd been giving me, like, issues the whole trip, and I was just so ready to go home because I was just, like, not having a good time anymore. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed my story time of that whole video.
because I know I had a few people asking me for it. And yeah, bye guys.
Story time on how some girl wanted to fight me and then cried when she had to fight me. I was new to the school, but like not new to the school because I had already previously went to that school before, but I left for like 2 years. So when I came back, I already knew who everybody was because I went to the school before. Anyways, I'm in this group chat. I don't remember how it started, but I just remember like she started talking shit about me randomly. Like, girl, who the fuck is you? We're just gonna call her Cinderella. So I call out Cinderella in the group chat, right? Because I knew her in 2nd grade. She had told me like, oh, like I have no friends. Like, how do you make friends? Da da da, right? And I was like her only friend. Like, I was like the only person who would talk to her really. And she had told me that. So then I like teach her how to make friends. I fucking don't really remember. I was like, you have to do this, that, right? And I literally remember watching her like a fucking mother, like make friends. Like she did exactly what I told her to do, and she made friends. And then like she stopped talking to me after she made friends, and then like I don't care. He's back to the group chat. I'm over here like, bitch, shut up, because you didn't have fucking friends in 2nd grade, bitch, and you asked me how to fucking make friends and become fucking popular, bitch, because you had no fucking friends. How, like, the fuck? And I think she was like, let's fight that bitch, right? Trying to be all big and bad, like, girl. Mind you, she's short. Like, she's literally short. And y'all can call me a bully because I didn't fight, but I was gonna fight a little fucking short girl. But it's like, she called out the fade first, so it's like, what am I gonna do? So then, boom, we're gonna fight the next day, right? And then, whatever, we're at lunch, and I didn't really know, like, when we were gonna fight. So I was kind of just like, whatever, like, whatever, she gonna have to come up to me first, because I'm not gonna be just going after her, she's gonna come up to me. But then she didn't come to me during lunch, so I was like, okay, whatever, so we're already after school then. We're fighting after school. And I literally remember everyone asking me, like, oh, you and Cinderella are gonna fight? And I was like, I don't know, like, she hasn't told me nothing. I was like, probably after school, because obviously she's not fighting me right now. Where's she at? So then I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like, she probably just wants to fight after school, so, you know, we don't really get in trouble during school. So I'm like, okay, babe. So then the end of the day comes, right? I get pulled into the office. So I'm really just like, okay, so am I getting picked up, or did this bitch snitch? Because, bitch, if you snitch, you're a fucking pussy at hoe, because you called out this fight. What are we talking about? And obviously, this bitch snitch. Mind you, why am I still thinking, is we still finna fight after school, or what? So anyways, I'm waiting in the office, like, waiting to get talked to, right? And they're just like, so you're gonna fight? And I'm like, yeah. Girl, what? And you know, they're just telling me like, oh, well, you can't be doing that, da da da. You know, what do you expect them to tell you if you're gonna get into a fight? Because duh, you're not supposed to fight. And then they're talking to me and they're like, yeah, well, she said that you wanted to fight her and this and that. And I'm like, what? Are you fucking serious right now? And I tell them like, oh no, oh baby, she's so weird.
Oh, baby, you're so weird. Get out of here.
Because she wanted to fight me. I literally told them, like, she randomly started talking about me in this freaking group chat and started talking about me and wanted to fight me. Like, girl, who the fuck is you? Girl, who the fuck is you? I have not talked to you since 2nd grade, girl. What is your problem with me, bitch? And they're like, oh, well, she told us something so different. Like, she said that you wanted to fight her and you randomly started talking about her and how da-da-da, and she's crying in the other room right now. Girl, what? I'm just like, she's crying? And they're like, yeah, like, she doesn't want to fight you. Like, she's scared. That's why she came up to us. Or came and told us, whatever the fuck they said. I don't really remember. And I was like, are you serious? How you gonna cry? And you called out the fade. You bitch. So then I go home or whatever, right? And I remember people in the group chat were like, so what the fuck happened in the fight, right? And I had told them, like, she snitched. She was in the office and she was crying. Like, they told me that she was crying, right? Bitch, you can't act all big and fucking bad around me, ho. If you're not, bitch, don't do it. Because I'm gonna call you out, bitch. You know, wish you never have to be in bed. And then, why the fuck this bitch pop in the group chat a couple minutes later talking about some, no, she was crying, she snitched, she didn't want to fight. What? Are you fucking serious? Like, bitch, what do you mean I snitched? They call my teacher. Ring, 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 ring. Pick up the fucking phone, bitch, right? Okay, well, thank you. Angelina, go to the office. They need to talk to you. Like, bitch. But then I was just like, oh no, baby, you're so weird.
Oh, baby, you're so weird. Get out of here.
Because it's like, first you lie about the second grade thing, saying that never happened, when literally, hand on the Bible, it happened. I swear, y'all, I really swear. And then she lies saying that I snitched and I was crying. But it's like, no, bitch, you went to the office and you snitched. I started crying. She didn't want to fight me. Don't call out the fucking fate if you think bitches are finna say no. Bitch. Let me know if you want more story times like this, because I have one from my freshman year when some senior tried to like bully me or whatever.
Crazy things that have happened at my school. So this happened more recently. So like there's like this girl at my school. Honestly, not a lot of people like her because she's like so rude and bossy, and she thinks she's just better than everyone else. So it's like the end of the day, like the last bell rang and it was like time to go home. So this girl, she was running in the hallways, and then something fell out of her backpack. It was a sharp object that starts with a K, if you know what I mean. Like it literally fell out of her backpack, and then people were like, is that what we think it is? And then she's like, you guys weren't meant to see that. So then she just picks it back up and then runs away. But while she's running, she's like laughing super hard. Like not like a maniac laugh, but like laughing like it's super funny. Like, honey, are you okay in the head? This happened like more last year, but like there's like this art teacher at my school, and like at the beginning of the school year last year, like everyone liked him because like he was like really nice and chill. One day there was like a huge rumor that came out about him. So basically like people were saying that he was like touching 8th grade girls inappropriately. Like he was like touching their thighs, and like the day the rumors came out, like he was gone, and the next day he was gone too. Like that's pretty suspicious if you ask me. And like one time I was like wearing like this blue sweater, and like the art teacher like that was just talking about, he like complimented it. He was like, oh, I like your sweater. And there's this other time where he called me his sunshine. So we never knew if like the rumors were like actually correct, but I think it was, because like that's like something like really serious, and I don't think like somebody would just like make it up. So like the last thing, like there's like this kid at my school, let's just say that he's really weird to girls. So last year, he would search up unclothed anime girls on his school computer. And that's not even like the worst he's done. This kid is in all my classes because like we're in a 2-person house. So that means we have all the same people in all of our core classes. And literally this kid, he had a crush list and almost everyone in our house was on it. One of his crushes like sits right next to him at the beginning of the school year. And like he would do some really weird stuff to her. Like he would like try to touch her thigh. He would try to like take pictures of her on his school Chromebook, and like he would like try to draw her too, and he like was like writing like this creepy letter to her, like trying to like confess to her, and like just basically threatening her. And it got so bad that like the people in my class like had to tell like the office about it. And also like there's this one time when he's like making like a really inappropriate like comment about this girl in my class, and then like they told the office on him because like that's just weird. There's this one time where I had to sit by him, and I like crashed out on him because he kept getting in my personal space, touching my stuff, and he literally used my lip liner on his test, like on the paper. Like I literally got so mad, so I started yelling at him and stuff because he doesn't even know how to sit correctly. Like when he's in his chair, he's bouncing up and down and moaning. That is it. Thank you guys for watching. Feel free to comment your crazy school stories.